Hey there, lovely people. Welcome to Be Your Best You with Tash and Becky, your go-to hangout for all things spiritual, subconscious, and downright magical. We're here to sprinkle a little mystical wisdom into your everyday life and help you level up your reality.
Picture this as your cosmic coffee date, where we chat about the unseen world, blend in some psychology vibes and stir up the subconscious magic. Get ready to be the queen of your own reality, live a life that lights you up and have a blast doing it.
So grab your latte or your tea and let's dive into another episode of Be Your Best You, where the mystical meets the mundane and your best life awaits.
Cheers to creating magic together.
Let's do this.
So, another bash episode today. What are we talking about, Tash?
Today we're talking about how you can get into a toxic healing cycle.
Yeah, easily done.
Yeah. So hopefully by the end of this episode, you will have brought to your awareness the cycle that you might have found yourself in.
Yeah.
You'll also have some takeaways of some really simple techniques that you can do to help you get out of this toxic healing cycle, but to also help you still do the work, but from a place of
simplicity.
Thank you. And I go into how you can actually see your reality and the bigger perspective of who you are, and a little bit of imagery to help you realize that you are the creator of your reality, and how you can code that in the moment when you're feeling all the uncomfortable beliefs and lower vibrational feelings that you're trying to hide away from come up, so that you're not scared of them anymore and you use them to help you in your healing journey, rather than keep you in this perpetual cycle of I must heal because there's something wrong with me and I'm broken and I need to fix it.
Yeah. So we really hope you have some aha moments with this one and enjoy.
Hi, lovely people.
Hi.
We just wanted to pop on before we get started on our episode to ask you if you would mind, if you haven't done so already, please could you rate and review our podcast? If you're not already, could you make sure that you're following us on Spotify, Apple, or any podcast player that you listen to us on, so you can make sure that you get notified every week when a new episode comes out. You never know when you might need to hear it. It could be perfect timing. And also, don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube as well. And if you watch us over there, don't forget to subscribe. Again, you'll get notified with all the new and latest episodes.
And also, don't forget to share with all your friends.
Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate all your support. We appreciate you listening to us every week. Thank you so much.
You.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Be Your Best You with Tash.
And Becky, the Bash edition.
We're so excited for this conversation. We don't know where it's going to go, as always, but our topic is when healing becomes toxic.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it ain't.
Sing it, sister. Tell us all about it.
I feel like so many of you listening are sat there going, help, Tash Beck, help. Yeah, it's too much. And it is too much.
Yeah.
And like, gosh, speaking from experience, especially me, I'm the best at doing this, aren't I? Poor Becky, she's had to like be with me through all my cycles where I've gone through this kind of like healing. Yep, this is good. And then it just you get spiraled. Like there's no other way like I can say it. And it's almost like I can feel it happening.
Yeah.
I can feel like, I'm going down again. and I'm like,
I'm pulling out.
and then, you know, it takes something where I get to the point where, and I don't know whether you guys have reached this before or are getting to the point where you are reaching this, where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Just enough. It's too much. And then I just go, I give up.
Yeah.
And it is in that absolute moment where the I give up is the surrender. And it's when everything starts working and flooding in again. And it's this constant cycle. Because when I get to that point, I'm like, oh, yeah, there it is. And it's like, why can I not remember this?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm sure like you guys that are listening, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is the kind of the premise of what we want to speak about on this podcast today, right? It's like, how do you get the balance between doing the healing work and doing the shadow work and actually enjoying and living life and being, rather than, again, the healing work becomes something you have to do, doesn't it? We us humans are so great at making things, you know, toxic.
No, it's got to be difficult, isn't it? We slip into that mindset again. Well, it's got to be, I'm trying to do the work. And work's hard. And so I've got to keep going. And like you say, you go down and down and down and down and down. And don't always recognise when you need to pull yourself up. So hopefully there's some people listening today that are thinking, that's me, and this is time to start crawling out of that hole. But how do we get the balance? Because we don't want to ever stop looking at our shadows, do we?
No.
Because this is how we're, you know, self-developing and improving, and but we don't want it to lower our vibration either, because when you're just looking for all your faults all the time, that can be not a good place to be.
No.
So
I think, and it's such, just as you were talking there, I've just gone, because there's so much involved in that. And, you know, it's like, even where to start. And before we start, to be fair, like, again, as I always am, I'm working through this myself. I am not sat here with it all figured out.
No.
But what I am sat here with is plenty of experience of having been sat in this cycle and getting myself out of it, and realising every time, this is what I've got to do. So the cycle becomes shorter. It becomes smaller, like as in, it's not like lasting for so long. It's not so intense either side. And I'm hoping that over time, like, it's just going to balance out until I've trained myself to what ends up it being, again, is what we always say, is resting in that kind of neutrality. That's the thing, isn't it? So, okay, what then? How, if you're sat in this kind of space now where you just feel like, oh yeah, my healing journey's gone a bit toxic, I've gone too far, what do you do? So I think it's really important to say that, like you've just said, we do have to look into our shadows. And if we want to grow, when you've kind of become aware and awake to everything that we talk about on this podcast, you know, that this is kind of an illusion, that we have been programmed with certain limiting beliefs that are stopping us from realizing our true potential and who we really are, etc. Once you realize that, you can't unrealize that.
No.
And
I've tried.
Yeah. Wake up, lady, wake up. But yeah, you can't, can you?
No.
And also, if you're honest with yourself, you don't want to.
No, you don't.
Because even though it's really, really tough sometimes, this journey, I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm sure you guys wouldn't have it any other way, because there is so much control over yourself and your reality and empowerment when you realise this, that you wouldn't want to go back to ignorance, where you just think that the world is happening to you, you have no control, and you're a victim of your circumstances and everything that happens to you externally.
No way.
So always remind yourself that. It's your first pick-up point.
Exactly. Exactly. It's that integration, isn't it?
Yes.
And you've just got to give it time, and then you come out the other side going, as you said, I wouldn't have it any other way. No. Life is so much better.
Yes. But like all I'm hearing now is like this whole toxic positivity thing.
Right.
And it's always triggered me, that word, toxic positivity, potentially because I have been in cycles of toxic positivity, maybe. But the more like I'm going along and doing this journey and being in this cycle and this healing cycle, the more I'm realising, again, is that a helpful term to have?
Yeah.
Maybe not, because it comes with
like
shame. And and I'm all about, like, we're not shaming, again, neutrality. We're not trying to shame ourselves in the healing journey. This is where it gets toxic. So that's why I think I don't like the term toxic positivity. What I would rather kind of bring attention to for that area, because there is a point there, what I would rather bring attention to is that if you're not looking at the things that make you feel uncomfortable, if you're not diving into the things that trigger you, or the things that almost like, I'm sure there'll be things that people are listening to now where you have these like little niggles come in, and then you push it away. You're like, I don't want to look at that one yet. I'll do that. I'll go over here and I'll do this and I'll heal up this and I'll heal that. But no, that one can just stay in the back, right? If you don't look to them, then it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. But that's where your answers lie. And that's kind of what I would say with that. The things that you're trying to push away and maybe try and make yourself feel better about or ignore, you're just missing a trick.
You are. Yeah, it's that resistance, isn't it? If you really come up against it, and it's always there, isn't it? It's like sitting on your shoulder and you just keep pushing it away. That is the answer.
Yes. And listen, again, because I'm not like this is where we stop the healing journey being toxic. And when I say toxic, I just mean this pressure again. The same old your same old patterns that you're trying to heal in your healing journey come out and make your healing journey toxic. And from the work that I've done with so many people now and seeing the beliefs that underlie, you know, the main beliefs, we all have this belief of not enoughness. I am not enough. I have to do more. I have to be more to be worthy, to be enough. And that's a very like that belief there steps in and makes your healing journey become toxic, because now you're trying to heal to be enough. You already are enough. You already are enough right now. And again, from my perspective of seeing people's past lives and seeing how, you know, this is not our only rodeo, there's plenty more, there's no rush. Like, don't worry about it. Take the pressure off, because you are enough. And also, I think, like, you have to remember as well, in a healing journey, sometimes I think there's a tendency to think that you need to become a different person. Like, and again, that stems from because who I am right now is not good enough. Right? No. I've probably said this before on the podcast, I'm sure I have, but the way I like to look at things now, in terms of this, like us, the personal growth, the healing, whatever you want to call it, is that this isn't about creating a new person. It's not about creating a new identity. Now, I used to think when I first started into this, we're creating a new identity. That was the kind of view that I came from at it. That was how I did my work. You know, we're creating a new identity. And it's like, the more I go on, the more I realize we're not creating anything new. We're just remembering who we already are. And that perspective shift, that reframe, can really help when you get stuck in this place of, you know, if for example, in your healing journey, you feel like you have no confidence and you can't speak up for yourself, you don't have a voice, you know, like you just think, why can't I be this strong person? And you're then you're coming at it from a place of, I need to become that person. I need to be the person that speaks up for herself. I need to create that new identity. That all of a sudden, can you feel like when I say that, it feels harder. It feels like there's a pressure now. So I'm like, how do I be her?
And it also feels inauthentic. So if you're a person that is really real and loves to be authentic, you're sort of struggling with that. Well, if that's a mask that I'm putting on, no, I don't want to be that. But why can't I just be it? But then, like, as you said, you are that already. You just have to find the layer that you have to pull off to reveal that.
Exactly.
And that, I love that too.
And look, you're saying it with a smile. Doesn't
I love
that
it.
Like it feels better?
So much better.
Because she or he is already there.
You're
not trying to create
be someone else, do you? All the time. You do want to be you.
But also, it's like when you try and think, oh, how do I make myself be confident? That feels like you're trying to be something that you're not. And it's not true.
No.
You are inherently confident and magnetic and charismatic, and, you know, you trust in yourself. All of the things, you are already that. It's not something you're trying to be. So it's much easier to drop something. I just pull my hair out of my head there. It's much easier to drop something to reveal who you are than trying to create something out of nowhere, out of thin air. And so that, I think, is a really important kind of reframe when you're finding yourself stuck in this loop of healing.
That's really just a healthy way as well to look at these shadows. Again, are they is shadows the right word? We should call them layers. You've just got to find the right layer, and that makes it you know, that's exciting, because I don't know if anyone listening's ever dropped a layer that they didn't even know was there. Isn't that cool when that happens?
Yes.
You're oblivious to it, and all of a sudden you've shedded this layer and opened yourself up to this whole new way of being, and you didn't even know it was there. I think it's so, and that would be, you know, so at one point you may have called that a shadow if you'd known about it. But I don't know that they are shadows, are they? They're just things that have covered us over to suppress who we really are.
Yeah.
And
they've blocked out our light.
I just think that's a much healthier way of looking at it as well, isn't it? Because you don't go down like that dark rabbit hole then.
No.
Because you are then affirming those thoughts of, as you said earlier, I'm not good enough. So some people might feel more comfortable sitting in that position, you know, the ones who really are down on themselves. They are drawn to the more of the shadow work because they're comfortable there. But that's not obviously where their true self lies. But you can see how that happens.
Yeah. And so I just want to go back to what you said earlier, and then I want to come back to the shadow stuff. Because what you said when you were saying about how amazing it is to uncover a layer or a shadow that you didn't even know you had, right? You're clearly speaking from experience, because I can tell you're thinking of something, right? That, and I think it's important to share it because it makes sense. So when you uncover something that you didn't even know you had, you've brought the unconscious into your conscious awareness, right? That's the whole point. That's what I do, the subconscious work, right? The whole point is that there's so much going on underneath us on a subconscious level, which means below our awareness. We don't know what it's going on. And our job is to bring it all to the surface. In our healing journey, what we're effectively trying to do every step of the way is bring things into our awareness that we aren't actually currently aware of. Because once it's in our awareness, we can change it, right? So that's what you did when you were thinking of that. But what I want to, and you can talk about your experience, but what I really want to highlight here, which is really important in terms of what we're talking about with the healing journey being hard and toxic and difficult, is that when, and again, creating a new identity versus just uncovering and remembering who you are. When you uncovered that shadow that you weren't even aware of, did you realize how things that you've been trying to do for a long time, or maybe you just didn't even think were possible for you, suddenly when you uncovered this subconscious layer, you got rid of it, you stepped into action automatically. You started doing the things that you didn't even know you wanted to do, or thought was never possible for you, or like thought, oh God, how am I ever going to be like that? You've been trying hard to do, but it's just not happening. All of a sudden, when you uncover these shadows and you get rid of these layers, you just do the thing without even thinking about it. And everyone else is going, oh my God, what's going on? Like, who even are you? Why are you doing this? And like, what have you done? And you're like, I don't know. I uncovered this shadow and now I'm just doing it. I don't even have to think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that right there is a perfect example of how it was always within you. You don't have to try harder. No. You don't have to force it. If you're forcing in your healing journey, you're probably out of alignment somewhere. You've probably missed what you're supposed to be doing. And when you feel that force, that resistance, that, oh, I'm trying. Why isn't it happening? Take that as your sign that you've slipped off the path towards Toxic Town.
I love that. Yeah, Toxic
Town. And get into the other lane where you get back down to just being, again, curious. Being curious, bringing these things into your awareness, and know that when you do this, when you've hit the nail on the head, when you've uncovered something, you won't have to try. It will just happen for you because you'll remember it's who you are and it's natural. So
do you mean the reality one? Because I've got a couple of layers that I've dropped that I didn't know were there, but that seems to be like, from your point of view, looking at me, that's been like a big thing, isn't it? So I didn't even know it was there. you know, I knew it was something when Tash would speak about quantum physics and all those really big things, and how we are just consciousness and things are there in our conscious mind and maybe they're not really there. What's even real? Where do we come? You know, all these really big things. Yeah. I didn't realise, but I was blocking that because I didn't like it. And through doing all of this with you, it obviously eventually just fell away. And until it falls away and you open up to this whole new world, you really, it's a really strange feeling, isn't it? Because you're still you. And can I just say, it's like you always say, well, it's a remembering. It's not even a dropping of something. It's more of what I like it when you say it's, well, you're remembering. And that's a really good way to think of it as well. When you are scared of reality shifting and things like that, is, well, this is how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be in this game. So, you know, let's have some fun. And so, like, you can say, Tash, like, what you've seen in me, the change since I've dropped that layer of whatever was keeping me from recognizing that this is just a game. Mm-hmm. And we need to play it to, you know, to have fun and live our best life and all of that. I feel I've just gone, well, confidence, you think?
Yeah.
Like a confidence thing has lifted.
Yeah, confidence 100%.
Yeah.
What else do you think? Sorry, and then I'll tell you what I see.
Safety. And surrendering. So I feel safe to surrender to this bigger picture of what's going on and feeling comfortable with that. So, like, I don't know, like, less fear. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we don't want the fear, do we? No. And that was maybe fear that I was holding on to again that I didn't know was there.
Yeah, well, so and also it came from a past life, because obviously we spoke about this in last week's episode, our last episode, you know. So if you've listened to that one, you'll understand the story of how Becky uncovered this shadow, and it was around a past life, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, like what you were saying.
And you also used to say, way back when I didn't even really know what you meant. And you were like, you're afraid of your own power. You're scared of your own power. And I'm like, oh. Am I? Am I?
What power?
That sounds cool if I had any, you know, but like, I totally get it now. Yeah, totally get it. And you are just remembering, coming back to who you are. So, you know, that's the best feeling, isn't it?
From my perspective, you said all of those things, but what I've seen is, I've just seen, honestly, it's like you're brighter, you're lighter. Yeah. You've expanded in terms of the way you see the world, and I'm talking, like, you know, even like, you know, everyday human stuff, the stuff that we're doing on the podcast and stuff. You've stepped into way more motivation, action,
that's true.
Possibilities, like I said, expansion of what's possible, and like, and I can feel again, like I can feel inside that you believe in yourself more. Like I can feel that. Do you feel that?
Yeah. And with that comes more joy. I'm coming from, like, joy, right? I'm enjoying myself more. There's no part of me sort of like trying to hold back or think, you know, like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or I'm not good enough, you know, all of that. Now it's just, well, I am literally just being in the moment and not being attached to anything else and having fun.
And you just feel, and it's ironic, really, isn't it? Because I didn't know, I only know the Becky that's kind of, I only know the Becky that's kind of portrayed here, but that's one of my things, isn't it? I can see,
she always knew.
Yeah, I can see people's underlying potential. Like I see you as your true form, and that's why I can do the work that I do, because I see it, I feel it. It's like you can't, but I can hold it for you.
Yeah,
and I feel like you are more of your true self now. I feel like you're more yourself, like more who you truly are, who you came in this world to be.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel
that.
it. So,
I feel it.
And how amazing is that?
Oh,
but I've got goosebumps.
I know.
So, okay. So, right, thank you for sharing that as well, though. But because for all of that being said, like that's how this work gets to be. This is how it gets to happen. What I want to really focus on there is the ease.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't even try, did I?
No.
No. It was just going through, just on this journey of, you know, being your best you. You know, you're doing the work, you're trying to be better. Well, not trying to be better, you're trying to remember. You're trying to remember who you are. You're trying to do what lights you up, and you're trying to drop the fear. And with that, you start dropping things that you didn't even know were there.
Yeah.
So, like, that's quite a good place to come at it. That's obviously why it happened for me. I think I came at it from a more like light-hearted perspective.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
And that's where we get stuck in the toxic cycle. And that's where I have got caught so many times because I'm great at not being light-hearted.
Yeah.
I take things, like
You're
I've said before, I'm too serious.
Yeah.
I am too serious. And like, as we were speaking to the guest we spoke to yesterday on the show, like my human design, I have a 3 in my profile. I'm supposed to be fun. I learn and I grow by having fun and adventure and just doing the thing messily and learning from that. And I'm so out of alignment in that so many times because I take things so seriously. Like, I am a fun person. I know I am.
You are so fun.
But I don't let it out a lot of the time because I'm like, right, serious work.
With yourself, you're not fun.
Yes.
With everything else,
yes,
you are like intoxicating. Yeah. As we said earlier, in a good way.
Infectious, you said.
Okay, infectious.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I'm great at doing it for other people.
You are.
I'm not for myself.
Yeah. You get too serious with yourself.
Serious.
And pick yourself apart.
Yeah. So for you guys listening, ask yourself, have I got too serious?
Yeah.
Am I taking this healing journey, which started off, because I'm sure that if you can think yourselves back, cast yourselves back to whenever you first got into this healing journey and into this kind of like more spiritual consciousness side of things. Remember how you felt, because I bet what you were feeling was like expansive and fun and curious and wonder and all those lovely things. And then where along the line did you start taking it too seriously? Where did it become hard work? Where did it start like feeling like pressure and failing? Because it's okay, it's fine. And believe me, like, again, like I said, I've been there many, many times, and it's all part of the learning, but it is just about catching yourself and saying, oh no, it shouldn't be like this. Get back to the lightheartedness, like you said.
Yeah.
Because from what I'm realizing and from all the things that I'm, learning and doing myself by trial and error, the best results that I ever have on my healing journey is when I'm having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because let's go back to vibration. Okay. This is where the toxic positivity stuff comes back in again, right? We're all trying to keep a high vibe now, right? Like that's the buzzword. Oh, we got to be high vibration. And so when we're in this world, we then suddenly become scared of the lower vibration.
Right.
That's where you get the toxic positivity, right? Because we need to feel we've come to this earth for the duality. We've come to experience hot and cold, dark and light, all of the things.
Yeah.
Bad and good. There is no bad and good. Everything is neutral. It's just what we project our beliefs onto. And this is why I'm saying the key here, I think, is for us to learn neutrality. Easier said than done, but that's, I think, part of our journey in life and our learning, right? But in order to find or remember that neutrality of who we truly are, you listen to near-death experiences, people that have had out-of-body experiences where they've kind of stepped out of this dimension and gone into the higher realities, you'll hear them all say, it's all just love, it's all neutral, like there's no fear, it's just neutral. So that's what I think we're aiming to get to here. Yeah. But in order to remember that when we're in this dense vibration, this dense 3D reality that we've come down to by choice, I think, on Earth, we have to, in order to remember the, who we are and the neutrality, we have to feel both sides.
Yeah.
Because there is no light without dark and there's no dark without light, right? It's the same thing, two ends of the spectrum. So we mustn't be scared of our lower vibrational feelings for fear of our vibration's going to drop and then we're failing again, right? Yeah. We are just here to experience everything. As soon as you can understand that, you can let go of this fear of, oh, I'm so low vibration right now.
Right.
Because we all have, this is how I like to see it. This is how I personally like to see it. Our vibration can go kind of up and down on a minute by minute basis, really, not just a daily basis, minute by minute, you know. But our core vibration of who we are, who we're vibrating at, that's the one that you have to worry about.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the one where we're putting that out into the world of who we are. And remember, we don't create reality. We don't have things from what we want. We get it from who we are.
Yeah.
So when you can remember that, that's your main vibration.
Yeah.
And that's based on who you are. Who you are isn't going to change on a minute by minute basis.
No.
Okay. Who you are changes by your remembrance.
Yeah.
That changes over periods of time when you have. So when you had that realization about reality, that was such a huge shift. Your overall vibration would have taken a step up.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why naturally, automatically, you can feel like more lighthearted. You're finding the fun in things because your vibration of the core of who you are has raised because you've remembered who you are. Because remember, you're up. Your vibration is your soul. Your vibration is so high, but you've had to lower it to come down here.
Yeah.
But with your remembrance of who you are by doing this work, you're raising that overall vibration of who you are. Okay, right. So going back to this worrying about being in the lower vibration then because we're living on Earth and because things happen and, you know, like, so when I'm with you, my vibration goes, whoom. And then once we leave and I go back in the house and I'm just back to doing kind of housey, worky stuff, it will lower a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's our fluctuations, okay? It's not changing our main overall core vibration. So then please don't be afraid to sit in those lower vibrational feelings when you feel them coming up.
Right.
Because we are meant to feel them.
Right.
Those lower vibrational feelings are there for a reason. And I believe that they're messages to help us uncover the layers, peel back the layers, and start helping us again remember who we are.
Yeah.
It gets detrimental when you stay down there for long periods of time and you start going into victim mentality.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that again is how the healing toxic cycle can then start happening.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of the things that contribute to that. Because if you're sitting in these lower vibrations for too long, then you start having all the victim thoughts come in, which is going against who you truly are. You know, like, oh, why is this happening to me? I'm not good enough. I blah, 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 blah. All the things. Okay.
Yeah.
But we do have to sit in those emotions because we have to have them. We have to release them. We have to let go of them. We have to acknowledge them, that they're there and feel them. Now, the key here, I think, is, and honestly, like, I haven't nailed this yet, but I do feel like I'm starting to be able to do it. And this has taken a lot of cycles of me going through this. So I'm finally realizing, right, is that it's in the witnessing of these emotions,
right,
and it's detaching yourself from, they're not you.
Yes.
You're just experiencing them.
Yes.
That's,
I like when you said it was a messenger. It's a message.
Yes, it is a message. Now, when I say, though, it's not a part of you, it feels very much a part of you. It really does. And that's our conditioning. And that's like kind of what we've learned being here as a human. The trick is, in this healing journey, and part of the remembrance is to remember that we are not what we think we are.
Yeah.
We are so much more. And we are actually the observer. We are the consciousness that sits behind this body and the feelings that the body is having.
Right.
Once you can understand that in real time, that's when you've changed the game. And this is what I'm saying. I haven't quite, like, I know it intellectually up here, and I'm starting to remember it in the moment, but it's taking time, and it's work. Like, that is work. And it's not, I'm not saying it's hard work, or it's work because you have to be consistent and you have to be relentless and you have to be super, super aware, because the problem with emotions is they overtake us because we've practiced it all of our lives. They overtake us. And when we're in them, it's really, really hard to separate from them.
Yeah.
But that's why the breath, everyone goes on about the breath. I've said this before. It's really annoyed me in the past. Like, use your breath, breathe, like, But it's so important.
It really does
for
help,
everything,
doesn't it?
but it does help with the emotion. So all I'm trying to do now is remember my breath. Like, literally, that's my doorway in. Because as soon as you remember your breath, it's like a blocker. It helps to separate you out of that autopilot programming, and it's like that little breath pause for you to go, oh yeah, I'm not, this emotion isn't me. I'm observing it. I'm witnessing it. I'm experiencing it. It's not who I am. It's not me. And if you can get that foot in the doorway with the breath, you then come back in control, and you can do what we are always supposed to do, which is to allow the emotion to move through us.
Yeah.
Because 90 seconds.
Yeah.
90 seconds for the emotion to move through us. You can do it. It's like, it's harder than it seems, but when you use your breath, it's much easier.
It is, yeah.
So now if I have like an emotion come up, say around the stuff that I'm obviously trying to work on, let's just say, for example, for me, it's still this kind of like, I feel like I have to be achieving something. My programming is still there that I have to be worthy. I have to achieve something. And so when I have an emotion come up, which is usually like I usually recognize it as an anxious feeling, surface level anyway. It's if you go deeper, you realize there's more to it, but it comes up for me as an anxious feeling. So when I start that anxiety feeling, as soon as I feel the feeling, I'm like, let it move through me. And then it's amazing how you just within a few breaths, you're like, oh, okay, this isn't who I am. This is my programming again coming in. What do I want to do now? So what I see that as now is an entrance to the code. It's like, I feel like I've got into, I picture like the old, I don't know if anyone remembers, but you know, like the old MS-DOS, you won't know what I'm talking about, will you? But the MS-DOS like computer screen where you have a blank screen and like a C-colon thing, and then you can program, you can just program it.
With the black screen
and the screen and the white text.
Yeah,
I
know.
So I feel like when I've taken a breath, I've got that screen up in front of me, and now it's like, well, what code do you want to put in?
Oh, like that.
Yeah. Because what we're doing when we're not doing that is that we've got a set code that's running, which is formed by our beliefs and our experiences and things that we believe about ourselves and the world. And that code is constantly running because our subconscious mind is just an efficient computer, and so it wants to save time and energy in any way that it can. And so the way that it does that is just by running the same code over and over and over again. It's easy. You don't have to think about it. It's subconscious. So and that's why when people say your subconscious mind is running you 95% of the time, your behavior is 95% of the time, that's what's going on. That's why we're doing it, is that code is running. So only 5% of our waking awareness, we are actually inputting the code that we want. And this is why it's so important to do the subconscious work. Right? So like I said, when you feel that emotion, that anxiety, straight away your subconscious mind wants to start playing that code of self-sabotage, pull back, don't do that, you're not enough, go quiet, go watch Netflix, anything, whatever your code is, it will start playing that. When you feel that emotion and you take that breath, bam, you've got the MS-DOS screen in front of you, and now you've got your fingers on the keyboard. What do you want to put in? So when I get to that point, that is when I start programming all the things that I know that I am trying, the new beliefs, the new code of the way my reality works. I plug it into that now, and that's the stuff that I'm repeating to myself all the time. work gets to be fun. I am enough exactly as I am. I'm a limitless creator. I can create what the hell I want. You know, my reality is direct mirror of what is going on within me. So what do I want? What do I need to mirror in myself so that I'm going to see it back? Oh yeah, I'm worthy of success. I'm worthy of visibility. I'm not afraid to be seen. I am strong in myself. I know who I am. I know I don't have anything to prove. All the things. Okay. And then in that moment, I'm thinking that. Watch your vibration rise. Watch the anxiety fade, right? It might still be there and you might have to do that for a little while, but the anxiety will fade. Those kind of, that crazy mind where you start having all these catastrophizing thoughts goes quiet. And all of a sudden, you feel that vibration come back up again. That's the work. That's what you are aiming to do. That, when we say doing the shadow work as well, is like feeling those lower vibrational feelings. That's why you need to feel them. Because like we said, it's a messenger. It's just a messenger saying, you know, those old beliefs that aren't serving you are starting to kick in again. You want to carry on the code, or do you want to change a new code?
Love it.
And that's what you want. That's what you want to do. And that's why you shouldn't worry about lowering your vibration by looking at the things that, like those lower, and like anger, shame, guilt, fear, all of that. They are there to help you and they are there to be experienced, but they are not you. They are not you. They are not of you. You are witnessing them.
That's such a great way. Again, that just makes it so much more lighthearted again, doesn't it? I just love that visual of the screen, and now this is your chance to put in a new code. How fun is that as well? Right? Again, that's fun again.
Yes.
See, that would have scared me before the whole reality shift. When you said, right, the computer's in front of you, what code do you want to put in? Don't say that, Tash. But now I can honestly, I'm on board with you now, where I see like the fun in that, and the wonder and the curiosity
and
possibilities. See, she's drummed it into me enough now. You are a limitless creator, because you are. All of us are. And that's why, again, it's good, those bullet points that you said, everything that we are, limitless creator. What else did you say? You know, we are.
When I was saying what I put my code in.
Yeah.
No, limitless creators. Everything that's happening in our external reality is being reflected from what's within us.
That's right.
We are enough.
They're the things that we have to hold on to, because that's what we all are.
Yes. And that's what now, and it's been a journey, Beck, like you've seen my journey, and it has been a journey to get here, but that's my anchor now, that I am a limitless. We are all limitless creators in a computer kind of simulation hologram reality of that we have placed ourselves in to remember who we are. And that remembering who we are as this multidimensional soul, limitless creator being who has come down here deliberately to forget who we are, to remember again, because we want to experience that. Because when you know everything, and when you like are in that place where there is no duality and it's all just peace, can see how it might get a little bit boring. You might want to remember, like, you know, experience it. People apparently, so a lot of people say, like mediums, people that can speak to souls, people are queuing up to come onto planet Earth. It's one of the hardest schools, but it's one of the most sought after schools, because you can learn such incredible lessons really, really quickly because of the duality here. So yes, it's difficult, but we wanted this. But I think, you know, to round up this, how the healing journey can be toxic, there's so much to this, but this is what's obviously come out today, this episode. This is what's needed to come out into this episode. But what I would really say, you know, moving forward, hopefully some of this stuff is kind of like clicked for some of you, and it's giving you things that you can try out and do. But what I would always say, that if you're in this healing journey and you're finding yourself, you know, in this kind of toxic cycle where you're exhausted, honestly, it's exhausting, isn't it? Your mind's constantly, if you're anything like me, you're not, you know, and I know a lot of my clients like this as well, your mind's constantly racing. What's wrong with trying to find out what's wrong with you? What's in your childhood that's like happened to you? Where's your programming? What subconscious limiting beliefs have you got? All these like questions, which are all stemming from there's something wrong with me. I'm not good enough. I need to be fixed. If you're feeling that, if you're doing that, you're not on the right path.
No.
That is not the point of the healing journey. The healing journey, I don't even like to say healing journey because it's still
a remembering journey.
It's a remembering journey. It's a journey to remembrance, because you don't need to be healed.
No.
You're not broken and you don't need to be fixed.
No.
You just want to remember who you are. So always come from that. If you're feeling like you're in that kind of place where you're like, this is hard now, and now I wish I was asleep again, I wish I didn't know any of this, take that as your sign to just go out there and do something fun. Just let it go, because I promise you, this world, this reality, once you're awake to what we're talking about now, you're always going to learn and grow. You're always going to remember who you are. And the more that you can surrender and have fun, the more you're going to have things pop into your awareness. Because like I said, if you feel that force, if you feel that push, and they're like, oh, I'm trying, but it's not working, you're not going to find answers from that place. As soon as you let go and surrender and just go, oh, do you know what? Go crack on with your life, because you are a human. Yes, you're a big multi-dimensional soul, and yes, you are a limitless creator, but you are also having a human experience right now. And you've chosen, like I said, there's people queuing up to come here apparently. You've chosen to come here to be a human, so embrace being a human. And in that embracing, where you're having fun, you've got gratitude for, being able to kind of touch people and have connection with people and feel love and feel pain, and feel, because again, like grief, you can't feel grief if you haven't felt love. Like it's all the same, just different ends of the spectrum, and we need to feel both to appreciate the other one. If you don't, you can't feel free, because I feel like a lot of that, what we want as well is freedom, because we're souls, like we're like vast, we're eternal, we're limitless. We want freedom because that's part of our remembrance. But if you don't feel trapped, then how are you going to appreciate the freedom? Like when you have it, do you know what I mean? Like you need to have that. We all know that saying is, you don't know what you've lost until it's gone. Why is that true? Because you've felt that feeling and now it's gone, and you become aware of it much more. When you're in it, we take stuff for granted, right? We need the extremes to help us realize. And in those difficult, dark times, low vibration times, the difficult emotions, there are always lessons in that. When you come out of it, it's tough when you're experiencing it, but once you come out of it, we all say, well, learned a really powerful lesson there. Some of my biggest lessons have been from my hardest, most difficult times. So, embrace being a human. Know that you can't not be on the healing journey if you're conscious and aware of what's going on. So go out there, have fun, be curious, have gratitude, be in wonder and awe of life, knowing that behind all of that, you are a limitless creator. You are creating and coding your reality in every breath, whether you know it or not. And so when you do feel those negative emotions, and you allow them to pass through, remember then that you have a choice. If you can interrupt that auto code that's playing, you can put in a code that really is going to benefit you in any way you want. Anyway, and remember there's a lag. Remember there's a lag in reality. Right. So, you can't put in the code and immediately have it come back to you. No. That's where people fail because they're like, well, hang on a minute, I've done it. Your reality that you're living now is actually a lag of who you were previously back in time, right? So keep being your new person. Keep being the person that is entering the code and saying anything's possible for me. I'm successful. I'm powerful. I'm a limitless creator, blah, 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 all of your specific desires. And know that you have to be strong and you have to be determined and courageous, that even if your external reality is not showing that yet, you've got to wait, because there's a lag time for it to render. Keep going. Don't step back. Don't go, it's not working. Give up. Don't do that. Push through. The ones that have the huge quantum shifts and the leaps and, you know, see it are the ones that hold the faith and keep going, and just kind of like put the blinders on to the external reality and just focus on, like, as soon as you look, I just did that. As soon as you close your eye, for people listening, I put my hands over my eyes so I can't see anything. As soon as it goes black and I block out the outside world, I'm so aware of my inside world already.
Yeah.
And then that's what you need to focus on. So don't focus on what's outside of you. Close your eyes and focus what's inside of you.
Yeah.
And then hold the faith and just keep going.
And I think just leave it on that.
I think so.
That's perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Right, guys, so that is another episode bashed out. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please do come into our Facebook group, and if you've had any ahas, please share them with us and the group. We'd love to hear them, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
We will see you next week. Take care, guys.
Care.
Bye.